Okay, my question when I start to make this course, it was, is this possible? Is this feasible? All of you know what Moocs are. Moocs are defined as a massive, open, online course. But the question for me as a teacher, as a pedagogue, I said, I'm not sure if this is possible. My experience in distance teaching using virtual classrooms is about 12 years. I started to use these virtual classrooms, synchronous virtual classrooms in 2002, and it was really challenging because the bandwidth it was available, it was much lower than it is today. But step by step, I got a solid experience. Today I have more than 700 didactic pedagogical videos published in my platform, in my YouTube channel. In my YouTube channel, in this moment, I have more than 115,000 views in my channel, and this means that it's not only a myth, it's something that works effectively. And I, as my professional side, as economist, as an executive, I'm always concerned with what it really works. Sorry, Tatiana, I speak too much before you translate.
Профессор Антонио с его богатым опытом, он уже 12 лет работает в синхронных формах. На его YouTube-канале 700 видео, и при этом он все равно сомневался, возможно ли эффективно провести такой массовый онлайн. Это тоже был эксперимент.
My doubts was about quality, the possible of the quality, interactivity, collaborative work, and validation and certification of the courses. And we have made this course. The course was basic methodologies and tools to teach in the school of the future. We have addressed this mainly to South America. Why? Because we in Europe have much better bandwidths. They have much more technical difficulties. So I decided to make a real test on working in different qualities and different environments, geographic environments.
Многое из того, что сказал сейчас профессор Антонио, было в тех видео, которые вы смотрите. Заранее курс открыт для Северной Америки с большими техническими проблемами. И вот, основные его сомнения касались, как организовать интерактивность, каким образом оценивать, и еще несколько позиций там было, думаю, что вы их видели, а я их уже забыла. Да, качество, которое будет получено. Yes.
So our focus was to study the evolution of technologies and methodologies, new models of teaching, and so on and so on. This was the contents of the courses. We use several techniques: communicate, share, and publish. It was the technical approach for the students. And please.
Основными инструментами коммуникация, совместный доступ документов, публикация документов и еще больше информации можно смотреть по этому адресу. Всех видео, все эти адреса есть. Yes.
So we have as objectives to evaluate the possibilities of making a massive course that could be acceptable from the technological and pedagogical point of view, using a Moodle platform with conditions to make certificates, and will be a motivated course for the students in order to conclude, which means normally Mooc courses, they start 100 and they finish between 3 and 5%. So we want to try to use all our experience in this course, in distance teaching, in order to make it something appealing, attractive.
Итак, основными целями было найти эффективные и педагогические техники, и мотивационные приемы, которые позволили бы удержать студентов в курсе, потому что многие массовые онлайн-курсы имеют очень низкий процент закончивших этот курс. Yes.
We have three main objectives: identifying if the reasons of very low success in many courses it was because of the technical tools, another it was lower knowledge in methods and techniques of distance learning by the tutors, and a third topic it was if it is possible to work with large groups effectively or if it is just a myth.
Итак, нужно было выяснить, в чем проблема большого низкого качества результатов, либо же в недостатках технических инструментов, либо в низком качестве, в низком уровне методологических и технических навыков в области дистанционного обучения, либо же возможно только самостоятельное обучение при таком режиме, когда занимаются большие группы.
Okay, so we used a final survey to make the analysis of the course and make it as a case study. Okay, we have a representative number of answers, and how does it work? Let's have seen. We started with the registration in the platform in about 1,800 students. We started effectively with the course. They start 868 and they finish active students 617, which means 71%.
Как вы видите цифры, сколько записалось на платформу, сколько зарегистрировалось на курсе и сколько закончило курс, это 71%, процент очень высокий. Yes.
Okay, the lesson we have just seen it before, so let's see. Our focus, it was this: about the contents, about the tutoring and guidance, interactivity and socialization and assessment, and general aspects. Let's have a look about the answers to our questions. Okay, about the contents. About the contents, it is absolutely necessary a very, very careful preparation. Because when the course starts, speed increases so much that we have no time to prepare anything. Or everything is prepared before we start, or there is no time for preparing anything after the starting.
В соответствии с теми темами обсуждения, которые были заявлены заранее, первый пункт – это обсуждение проблем подготовки контента. И первый тезис связан с тем, что все должно быть приготовлено заранее, потому что когда начинается реализация курса, уже некогда что-либо готовить в это время. Работало 4 человека, и заняло это 1200 часов подготовка контента. Yes.
And about our students' opinion. Let's have a look. The question was, do you think the course content were appropriate to the course outline? 99% said yes. Let's say that it's a very high percentage of yeses.
Yes, Antonio, we understand, we see.
Do the contents of the course matches your expectations? This means that people believe in some idea, and 96% after finishing, they were satisfied with the results. Now we have questions from you. Could you read the questions in English, please, because they will be recorded.
Каково соотношение текста и видео? What is the relation of text and video content? Yes. What was the role of experts? Yes.
What was the role of experts you invited in development of the course? You see, we have, first question is this. As you know, human beings have different learning styles. We learn through different channels. Viewing, by reading, by listening, and so on. So it's much more important from pedagogical communication if we use contents in multimedia format and text and simultaneous different channels. It helps a lot the student on the learning process. Concerning the experts, we decided to invite experts because they could give a complementary information for reflection of our students and increases the value of the presented contents and different opinions as well. Okay, sorry. Okay, go on, Татьяна.
Итак, первый вопрос. Ответ заключался в следующем. С учетом мультимодального восприятия, которое характерно человеку, для человека различные формы представления контента позволяют каждому взять свою. Роль экспертов. Эксперты привлекались к тому, чтобы оценивать отношения студентов и получить объективную характеристику качества освоения курса. Yes.
Okay, and about tutoring and guidance. One doubt was it possible to make it with such a huge number of students? We realized that synchronous tutoring are essential for guiding, for pedagogical orientation, and for socialization with our students. The results were these. Do you consider essential synchronous tutoring? 88% of our students said it is absolutely important.
Итак, говоря о синхронных формах взаимодействия, было подчеркнуто, что наиболее эффективные способы их использования для ориентации, для организации взаимодействия или социализации, как это было названо, и еще какая-то. Antonio, when I translate, can you show the previous slide, because I can forget all the positions. Yes, thank you. Гайдинг, то есть инструктирование, педагогическая ориентация и налаживание взаимоотношений. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. We can change to the next one. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have questions from you again. How many online sessions were during 7 weeks? How were they conducted? Is there a limitation of numbers of online session participants? During 7 weeks, we have 1 session per week. Synchronous, because we have other tutoring using the platform. So it means that we have a mix of synchronous activities by tutoring and asynchronous activities with forums and other activities. There is a number of limitations, number of limitations. This virtual classroom we are using now as a limitation of 100 students, but we have made some other complementary activities, which is we have used a virtual classroom in a Hangout, which means that you can spread, you can make a webcast for the number of participants you want. So this was another interesting experience that show us that it was possible. Because in one group of students, 100, 200, 500, there are not all the students participating, because they see the questions they would like to put when some other put the questions. Virginia, Татьяна?
Yes. Итак, первый вопрос. В течение 7 недель была одна онлайн-сессия в неделю. И, соответственно, курс состоял из комбинации разных активностей. Очень интересный ответ на вопрос про ограничение по числу участников онлайн-сессии. В подобной комнате ограничение составляет 100 человек, но профессор Антонио ответил, что ограничения в принципе нет, потому что технологии позволяют организовывать трансляцию онлайн-сессии на любое количество участников, и с учетом того, что далеко не все активны, а некоторым достаточно просто видеть вопросы, которые в синхронном варианте задают другими, в онлайн-сессиях принимает огромное количество людей. Yes.
With us, Professor Xavier Bazogan has worked with us about this activity, about tutoring, and I would like to listen the opinion of Xavier as tutor of this course, and his experience and his interactivity with the groups that he has. Thank you, Xavier, to be with us, sharing with your experience with us. Wait a minute, we will let Tatiana translate this introduction.
Okay, Antonio, thank you. Firstly, I would like to say hello to the audience. It's my first time I speak to St. Petersburg city. Yes, we have, as Antonio told us.
Yeah, let Tatiana translate this introduction before, okay?
Okay.
Tatiana, please.
Итак, один, который был привлечен к организации этого курса, Хавьер Басагейн, университет, да, Анны Басков, он участвовал в онлайн-тьюторинге, проводил онлайн-занятия и расскажет нам об этой форме.
Okay, as Antonio told us, yes, as Antonio told us, we had 7 sessions. Each session had a duration of 1 hour and 15 minutes. And this weekly synchronous tutoring session has served us to confirm 2 conclusions. First, mentoring is a key element in the success of the course. And second, massive synchronous tutoring with more than 100 participants is possible, is feasible.
Xavier, let Tatiana translate, please.
Итак, были сделаны главные выводы, что я запомнила второй, кто запомнил первый, помогайте. Сессия шла раз в неделю, 1,5 часа. Самое главное это, кто запомнил, что больше 100 человек возможно, и первый тезис я. Yes, thank you.
Yes, the first conclusions, mentoring is a key element of the success of the course, allow us to confirm that the participants feel accompanied, supported in their learning process, and participants become familiar with the technologies and the digital culture.
Очень важны эти синхронные сессии в отношении того, что студенты начинают контактировать между собой и становятся ближе технологии. То есть эффект вот межличностного, да, повышается цифровая культура. Yes, please.
And the second conclusion was that a massive synchronous tutoring over more than 100 participants is feasible. Why? Because today there are technically solutions like this platform, Adobe Connect, that allow us to have a video conferencing platform that is robust and it allow us a professional service like via web. I mean, we don't need to install nothing about in other server, just to use our personal computer.
Такие онлайн-формы для большого количества людей стали возможны благодаря тому, что существует достаточно функциональная платформа, такая как Adobe Connect, которая не требует установки никакого специального программного обеспечения на компьютеры пользователя.
From the teacher side, we need to say that it requires the participation with more than 2 or 3 tutors online in order to coordinate the session. For example, in this case, Antonio is the coordinator. He has a magical lesson, or he is solving some doubts, and behind we are 2 or tutors that we are compile the questions that the students allow us from the chat panel.
Итак, для проведения онлайн-сессии с большим количеством участников желательно иметь 2-3 тьютера для того, чтобы успевать отвечать на все вопросы, которые поступают от студентов. И они работают в взаимодействии. Yes, thank you.
And the last question is that the participants, the students, need to know how to participate in this kind of session. I mean, they have to follow a protocol in order to don't disturb the session, and how to raise the hand to ask a question, and more and more. That's all.
Чтобы сессия прошла хорошо, нужно, чтобы студенты были подготовлены к участию в сессии, знали основные инструменты управления, знали, как поднять руку и не нарушали конструктивного взаимодействия. Yes.
Okay, this was, let's say, a huge work, but it worked. And the next question, it was the importance of group work. We consider that group work was very, very, very important from our experience. But in fact, there was a limitation in this course. Limitation was based on technical difficulties with bandwidth. We have that about 50% of our students reported connection difficulties, bandwidth difficulties, and very old equipments. That's why we want to make this fire trial in South America. Татьяна.
Теперь вопрос о возможности и важности совместной работы. Профессор Антонио сказал о большом количестве трудностей. Почти 50% студентов заявили о перебоях со связью, о низкой скорости. И тем не менее, вот такая работа проводилась. Сейчас нам что-нибудь о ней расскажем. Yes.
So we have several questions from you concerning this subject. How the interactivity during training was organized? What kind of information students share? What did they discuss and publish? Have the students any opportunity to change their learning routes? How the collaboration of students was organized? First of all, we defined that students should be organized in groups. How does this work? We use the platform to distribute groups. Groups were distributed in the beginning of the first week. And it is very important that for the success of the groups, they could synchronize their activities. So we offer them a platform, the possibilities of using a platform for their group work. We offer them software to synchronize times of working and time fuse differences, time fusing in order for them to organize their agendas. So if they are now organized in groups, let's define works that we have defined as well works. And as all of them, they were major students, they were not beginners, they were not teenagers, they were people with more than 10 years of experience as teachers, so they have the maturity to organize themselves and make a good work. That's what they have done. They have some difficulties during the first week because some of the students, some of the registered people, they didn't show up. What happened? In the end of the second week, we put out of the course those students were not active. Those students were not participating effectively. We removed them from the courses. Sorry, Eugene. Sorry, Tatiana, I talked too much.
Значит, о совместной работе. На первой неделе участники были поделены на группы, им были предоставлены технологические возможности совместной работы и установлены регламенты временные встреч. Участники курса были взрослыми людьми, которые, в общем-то, хорошо организовали себя, имели педагогический опыт, но тем не менее к концу второй недели с курса были удалены все неактивные участники, которые регламенты не соблюдали. Yes?
So, we have organized the groups, we gave tasks for the groups, and the maturity of the persons make it work in, let's say, fair conditions. Although some of them were not participating so actively. So they were free to promote in organizing any different activities they will help them in their work. That is the second question, if they could change the learning routes. So they could make some works, they should make some works, and they could make some other works that could find interesting for them.
Итак, была предложена в отношении второго вопроса, была предложена вариативность деятельности, то есть были работы обязательные задания, но были также дополнительные виды деятельности, которые можно было для себя выбрать. Yes, thank you.
Okay, another question was, what is the role of the collective group training activity in the conditions of modern individual attitudes for life of group people, for young people? You see, we use the groups as a motivating instrument for the course. It is very important. People in distance courses are very lost, are very dismotivated because they don't interact with each other. Group work and tutoring, synchronous tutoring, are important tools for working in this environment. And we believe that these two ingredients were very, very important for the final results.
Итак, вопрос на экране. Не мешала не входила в противоречие групповая работа с таким вот определенным отношением студентов к жизни. Как раз групповая работа признается профессором Антонио одним из ключевых инструментов, которые позволяют дистанционно обучающимся не потеряться в курсе, и он выделяет два основных средства. Это онлайн синхронные тьюториалы, уроки и групповая работа. Yes, thank you.
Okay, one question more. Is it possible to see a fragment of the recording of real online tutorial? Yes, it is. I'm going to show you a very fast of these contents. Xavier, can you give me 2 minutes and showing you will presenting for 1 minute while I'm preparing okay. I think you can see the tutoring now. Tutoring can have different formats. This was one tutoring. We started with 46 participants. You know these two fellows. One is Antonio, you have heard about him, and another is Xavier, you have heard as well about him. And another is a professor from Catholic University in Peru. Was a local coordinator. Tatiana, please.
Итак, перед нами будет продемонстрирован онлайн-тьюториалы. Работают 3 тьютера. Я не буду. Имена Перу, но во всяком случае, сейчас мы увидим, участвует большое количество студентов. Yes?
As you see, we are changing formats. Now many students are participating actively, so this means that some of them, they are showing their faces, they are putting questions, they are interactively participating.
Мы видим, что студенты задают вопросы, проявляют активное участие в онлайн-тьюториале. Yes?
Mm-hmm. You know, this gentleman in the right down top is Professor Shishtuku is with you there.
Один из участников этого онлайн-тьюториала находится сейчас с нами. Профессор Шишtukуба, ура!
Okay, so you know this slide as well. I'm showing you now, and so on. This is something that the idea of our work, all the contents were delivered on demand in the week before. Students could see the videos and be prepared for debates. So debates were more rich because students could be prepared for it.
Итак, подготовка к тьюториалу повторяет то, что мы проделали перед нашей сегодняшней встречей. По запросу высылались все в видеоформате материалы, студенты были подготовлены к проведению дискуссии, и дискуссия шла в очень активной форме. Yes, thank you.
So as you can see, now it was just now 82 students instead of 40 that they just really started in the meeting. And this was the normal way of making tutoring, our tutoring, active tutoring. For instance, this gentleman, Eduardo, he is from Israel. So we have, the course it was in Spanish language, but we have mainly students from South America. We have some students from Spain and Portugal as well, and some students from other countries. They were Spanish teachers, like Turkey, like Israel, and another country I don't remember now. Okay, this was, let's say, the video. I'm not going to present you one video with 1 hour 20 minutes, but gives you an idea how does online tutoring works. Okay?
Итак, 82 человека, вы видите, участвуют в тьюториале. люди из разных стран, курс на испанском языке, и представители Израиля, Турции и многих других стран. Во всяком случае, это возможно. 82 участника. Yes?
Okay, let's go to the next topic. Okay, we can confirm that a Moodle platform has all the necessary tools to work in a Mooc. We have Carlos Nunes was the webmaster organizing all this. We defined what we want and he organized in a very clear way. Our students, 95% of our students said that Mooc is okay for the purpose. Moodle is okay for the purpose.
Итак, главный вывод был сделан, что платформа Moodle вполне удовлетворяет, представляет все, что нужно для проведения. Yes?
Yes? Okay. So I'm going to give you an idea how we use the Moodle platform for assessment. Assessment is possible, mainly formative assessment, and as you know, in distance teaching there are limitations, because maybe I invite my brother to make the examination for me, or making to answer to this question for me, or my cousin, and so on. And but as much as this course was addressed to grown people, there was the maturity. They want to learn. So if they were lying, they were lying to themselves.
Итак, самый важный вопрос оценивания. Каким образом можно реализовать формирующее оценивание? Какие ограничения? Данный курс проводился с учетом того, что многие были взрослыми людьми, и, конечно, есть возможность сделать какой-то подлог и позвать, попросить пройти аттестационное мероприятие родственника, но, тем не менее, рассчитывалось на высокую сознательность, и те люди, которые учились, они хотели учиться, и если бы обманывали сами себя. Yes?
Okay, about the opinion of our students. Our students said, let's say, 94% of our students said the assessment, only formative assessment, is very important for the success of learning process. And the question is how the assessment of students' study was organized. What is the role of formative assessing a course? You see, when I make my graduation 40 something years ago, we make our demonstration to our teacher that we want continuous evaluation. That was a utopia in that moment. Okay.
Когда я заканчивала обучение 40 с чем-то лет назад, я доказывал, что нужно, слово забыла, что необходимо постепенное continuous.
Today, continuous formative assessment is not an utopia, is a must, and it is possible, because we have tools to make it. And I'm going to show you, because formative assessment helps the student of controlling if he is really learning, and help them on making their learning. Let's have a look how does it works. We have defined several approaches and several tools for the formative assessment.
Так, о пользе формирующего текущего оценивания перечислены основные инструменты оценивания.
We use the Moodle tasks. We use participation in the platform. We can measure it in the platform. We have every student about each model should make questions and answers. They should make 3 questions, and about each question they should give 3 answers, 1 true and 2 wrong questions. And this makes the students reflect about what was the lesson. Татьяна?
Итак, разные инструменты используются в оценивании, но основной целью является дать возможность учащемуся после каждого занятия осуществлять рефлексию того, чего он добился, понять, чего он добился.
We made platform tests for each lesson, which makes that automatically corrected by the platform, and all the students should have to make a final work, which is, let's say, involving the different parts of the course, what they have learned in different parts of the course.
Итак, 4-й пункт многочисленные тесты самоконтроля, а также финальная работа, которая включала разные фрагменты осваиваемого материала и позволяла получить такой срез результатов по всему курсу. Yes?
This means that parts of this evaluation were automatically evaluated by the platform, and some other parts they were evaluated by the groups and by the own student. There is a very interesting trick that we can use in the platform. If you are evaluating your colleagues of your group, and because you are friend or you don't like, you can give a very high mark or a very low mark. If you give this mark, you have a penalization. Why? Because you can define in the platform, if you are X% out of the average, you have an amend and your classification will become lower, not that one you have classified.
Итак, очень интересный прием использовался в оценивании. Оценивание осуществлялось как автоматически средствами платформы, так в группах и самооценивание студентов. Если студент оценивал работу других по каким-то причинам слишком высоко либо слишком низко, он получал за это фактически штрафные очки, то есть если его результаты оценивания очень выбивались. Yes?
Okay, so we have a final evaluation, a global final evaluation by the tutor. This means that the evaluation is possible for large groups, but only for certifying evaluation it's more complicated, because you must have the number of tutors that can give this global evaluation. How does it work in the platform? Each participant has a time bar on which you have all the square is related to one topic. If you click in one topic, you have the information about the topic you have done, and if it is green, you have just finished this part of the evaluation.
Итак, основную, конечно, проблему составляет итоговое оценивание. И вот здесь показан один из инструментов, такая шкала, которая показывает основные компоненты курса, основные компоненты процесса. Красным то, что еще не освоено, зеленым то, что освоено. Yes.
Okay, this means that information was to the student. Now let's have the information for the tutor. Татьяна?
Информация, которую платформа дает студенту, она одна, что для студента, что для тьютера. Yes?
So if you click on overview of the student, when you, tutor, open the page of the platform, if you click on overview of the student, you have the information of all the students they have finished their job, or you can evaluate by groups. Татьяна?
Итак, щелкнув на профайле студентов, можно увидеть статистику, кто из студентов освоил курс, и также можно посмотреть результаты группового оценивания. Yes?
Okay, so you can choose which group you want to see, and as you can see here, you have 3 students, they have finished their tasks. One student, they still have two activities to be finished, and one student that have made only 2 of the tasks.
На слайде показано распределение, показаны активности студентов в одной из групп. Кто-то закончил больше, кто-то меньше. Yes.
And you can as well be informed about the time that each student spent in the platform. This student spent 66 hours working in the platform, watching the videos, participating in forums, activities, other activities, and so on and so on. So, platform should be very well set to support you as a tutor in making your evaluation job.
Один из параметров оценивания это временные затраты студента на обучение. Статистика дается по каждому студенту. Yes?
And final conclusions. Okay, have been the results obtained important to your career? 96% of the participants in the course said yes, it was important for our career. An overall rate of the course, 97% that the course was very interesting, 3% said that was interesting, and no one said that was no interesting at all. Tatiana, would you like to translate?
Очень позитивные результаты по отношению студентов к курсу. Для многих он был интересен и полезен в их педагогической карьере. Yes? Yes, I translated.
If you feel in a position to recommend the course to other colleagues, 96% said they were in a position. This question was just to cross the information, and if someone says that he can recommend to a friend, is because he is happy with what he is recommending.
Итак, многие согласились рекомендовать курс друзьям или знакомым, и с этим были связаны вопросы, а что потом конкретно вы могли бы рекомендовать? Yes?
Okay. Okay. A final conclusion is courses in Mooc format should not be totally free. Why? Because if they are free, people are registered in the course, but they are not participating actively. So it destroys the group work. Second, it's enormous work for the teachers and the tutors. This is not fair to ask one person to work for free and receiving nothing from that. Татьяна?
Вывод, конечно, профессор Антонио, как экономист по первому образованию делает, что массовые онлайн-курсы не должны быть полностью бесплатные, потому что люди, которые безответственно записываются на курс, могут нарушить в дальнейшем групповую работу. И вторая причина – это большие трудозатраты преподавателей, которые не должны быть направлены на людей, которые не хотят учиться. Yes?
And the quality of the Mooc for the school of the future. You see, have the Moocs as potential, they must need very well handled. Teachers should have a very good preparation to work on it and its conditions to help a lot in the future. Final questions. What types of work characterize the course of Mooc? It's a massive open online course. Let's say it should be massive, it should be open, it should be online. What was organized the teachers' collaboration during the preparation and according to the courses? We have divided the tasks of the teachers according to each type of each model of the course, and each one was prepared. Someone were more involved than the other, and it was as normally in any other course. Would we have a powerful server? We have, let's say, a server with 8 GBs of RAM, which is, let's say, a higher average standard for the server. What is the perfect of using Mooc not for an adult distance and for school? It's not a question of Mooc, it's a question of distance teaching. Students should have a necessary maturity for participating in distance teaching. Otherwise, they will not take profit of it. Sorry, Tatiana, I've talked still too much.
And can you show the previous slide?
Yes.
Краткие вопросы ответы на вопросы. Отвечая на шестой вопрос, профессор Антонио, в общем-то, не расшифровал. Очевидно, он хотел сказать, что большая часть контента, она должна быть рассчитана на дальнейшее такое взаимодействие изначально. Отвечая на седьмой вопрос, каким образом организовано взаимодействие, делились виды работы. То есть у каждого была своя зона ответственности. Нужен ли мощный сервер? Они располагали сервером наивысшего уровня качества. То есть, в общем-то, нужно мощное оборудование. Yes, please, the next slide. Вопрос о перспективах использования массовых онлайн-курсов для школы. Все зависит от настроя студентов. Конечно, взрослые люди более мотивированные, более организованные, нежели школьная аудитория. Yes, and then about the ninth question. Yes. Вопрос 10. Ответ заключается в том, что, как и в межличностном взаимодействии, конечно, есть большая разница методических подходов обучения людей разного возраста. 11 вопрос. Мотивация к обучению у разных людей, проживающих в разных странах, относящихся к разным культурам, очень разные мотивации. Для того, чтобы быть хорошим учителем, недостаточно говорить на языке той страны, в которой ты преподаешь. Необходимо знать культуру и понимать менталитет людей, которых учишь. Yes? Yes. I think I'll give this question to our students and teachers who present in this room. So we'll debate it for a minute. Таким образом, мы продолжаем, мы можем сказать, что мы устали, достаточно. Dear Antonio, our people who present in this auditorium are very impressed of this session, but they are quite tired because they... Yes. Yes, it was not so long, but it was a lot of interesting information. It was very important for us, and it was relax for a minute. So maybe it will be an opportunity to have another session in another time. And now we want to say a lot of good words for you and for all these online tutors who prepared for us this session. It was very interesting for us, and maybe if we will have an opportunity to have a video after it, we can repeat some things which were so interesting. Yes, okay, thank you very much. I think
some comments. If you have some questions or some final comments, just please tell me.
Yes, Pete wants to tell you some words, and then Eugenia wants. So I give the microphone.
Yes. Tatiana, before we finish the session, I want to make some homework for your students. Now they should make, every one of them, they should make 3 questions with 3 answers, two true answers and 1 wrong answer. One true answer and 2 wrong answers, okay? And they will send to you and you will make a debate with them, okay?
Yes, okay, I understand. And I'll put this in our group. Yes, okay.
Okay. Now please give the microphone to Eugenia or to other colleague who wants to talk.
Thank you so much, Antonio. It is very interesting. Is it?
Was very, very long. It was a very long.
Thank you. And I think we are very much saturated with the very good ideas of you. I have a bit of maybe because my slogan is teaching by teasing. So provocative statement, but really a question to you. You have shown and demonstrated that the societal context has forced education to change and to have a further evolution. At the same time, we could say that the new education may change society. We will have different students as they got used to Moocs and to more dynamic and constructivistic learning. So it is maybe a chicken and egg process, but I would be very happy to have your view on where is the start of this evolution. Is it education, or is it society that triggers the innovation in education? Thank you already.
You put me a question that you gave me already the answer. Who borns first, chicken or the egg? This is, let's say, always an interaction between the reality, which is human beings are always boiling and always creatives, and that's why nothing will be. You see, once one man said that is only one unchangeable thing. This man said this 2,500 years ago, and the only thing that will not change is the permanent changing. Buddha said that 2,500 years ago.
Thank you for the wise answer.